guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at the Dream Giveaway Garage, and this is a very, very special moment, not only for them, but definitely for me, and I know for all of you. We have it first, the 2020 Ford Shelby GT500. This one, I don't know if you could tell right off the bat, has that competition carbon fiber package. But let's talk about Ford and Shelby and that whole connection with the GT500. So it goes back to 1965 with the introduction of the Ford Mustang. Carroll Shelby worked with Ford to turn that Mustang into a corner carving car that was also a track winning car, a race winning car, known as the Shelby GT350. 350 was produced 65, 66, and then in 1967, something different came about. That was the first year of the Shelby GT500. Now this 2020 Shelby GT500 may not have a ton of stuff in similarity to that original, but one thing is for sure, is that this Mustang has been taken to a level unseen before, especially this particular GT500, because underneath the hood is Ford's most powerful engine. Now, I know you're probably sitting there saying, well, what about the Ford GT? What about the 2005 and 2006 Ford GT, or even the current Ford GT? This has more power. Another thing that's great about this car is that we're going to see some new technology with that 7-speed Tremec transmission, that automatic transmission that's getting a lot of debate, a lot of people arm wrestling over it. But one thing is for sure, when it comes to a track-focused, performance-ready car, this Shelby GT500 definitely brings that high level of everything that would be involved. So let's go ahead, dive into this 2020 GT500. Right off the bat, favorite colors. Performance blue. This is a special color that you can't get just on any Ford product, and I think we would both agree performance blue, very, very similar to Acapulco blue back in 1967 with the white racing stripes. Now, this one having that competition package, that carbon fiber competition package, there's gonna be some additional things that aren't on your standard GT500, and I'm gonna point all that out. Now, you'll notice they went with the same style headlight design that's on the GT350, a little bit different than what's on the Mustang lineup with the GT and the EcoBoost, but you have your 3 tri-bar daytime running lamps. Notice with the GT500, the extra width that you're getting here. Unbelievable just how low and how wide. Now, this side wicker bill here and splitter, this is part of that competition package. So as air hits the front fascia, it's gonna then run it up over the fender. That is a functional piece. Now, I am gonna have a zonk, even though this is the most powerful Ford ever produced, I am gonna zonk something. I wish that if you're gonna go carbon fiber package, that this gloss black was carbon fiber. A little bit too much gloss black on this car, but other than that, very, very menacing. Now, as we drop down the corner with the package, you also get the splitter extension. So that's gonna give you more downforce and help channel that air. As we come across the front, you can see the gloss black brought with the exterior lighting. You have the nice wire mesh openings. This is all functional to channel all that air to help cool the different engine coolers and transmission coolers and everything else. We continue working our way towards the front, and you have this massive, large opening with the wire mesh. The largest, this is actually the largest Cobra ever put on a Ford product. That Shelby Cobra connection, just so much heritage, so much tradition. It looks like it's gonna pounce off and bite me right in the neck, and I think I'm gonna let it bite me, because that would be a lovely death. Wire mesh on the bottom, you see the blue racing stripes spill all the way to the bottom. You have that splitter extension here with the Shelby name embossed in it, and of course, the GT500 name stamped like stamping steel. Now, if you've ever wondered, why do they have this large piece of material here? The actual bracing for obviously crash testing and all that, that is located behind that. But you could see the very large area gloss black. I'm okay with this gloss black. I'll show you somewhere else where I'm not okay with it. Now, as we get up onto the hood, guess what? There's a return to hood pins. So you actually have functional hood pins. What's great about it is that you can see the aerodynamic efficiency. Ford says that these are needed to hold down the hood at speed Speaking of the hood, check out this massive heat extractor. So cold air is going to come in from the front, hot air is going to be dragged out. I'm zonking it because it should be carbon fiber. Since this one does have the package, the competition package, that should be carbon fiber. But guess what? The new Camaro only wishes that it had a heat extractor like that. I just love the shape of it, the width, the length. It's definitely spot on the money. Now, as we come around that flared out front end, look at what we're working with here. More carbon fiber yumminess. Raw carbon fiber, exposed, they call it exposed carbon fiber. You can see the beautiful design of the wheel. Massive. I mean, I wear a size 12. These calipers, 6-piston Brembos, even bigger than my shoes. Unbelievable how it's going to grip that rotor. Now, that rotor behind the wheel, you're looking at over 16 inches in diameter to give us ultimate braking capability. You have aluminum hat, which the hat is this portion here. That's going to help on rotating mass. And of course, with a competition setup, you're going to have those Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s. These are track day specific tires, 305 up front. When we get to the back, I promise you, they're a little bit wider. Underneath those fenders, you have the Magna ride suspension that's been fine-tuned like a violin to give you the best performance to turn those laps. There's a driver by the name of Randy Popes who really made a name for himself racing Porsche 911s. He recently did a track day in one of these between the regular GT500 and the competition package, and he says night and day difference, this is the one to get if you're ever gonna see a track. Fenders, same Mustang flow into it. I kind of like the way that they did not put the side vent that's on the GT350. There's that second Cobra there. You could see with the side sills, you're gonna get that same side sill that is on the GT350, aerodynamic efficiency, but you're also gonna get the addition of the extension here. This is part of that package, and it's all about aerodynamic efficiency. Give you the downforce to help you feel confident through those twisty bits. Now, when we get up on to the mirrors, we have the gloss black. I wish that they were carbon fiber, so we are gonna zonk that. The stripes go all the way down. These stripes are still the vinyl stripes. You can option. This car has every single option except for one, the painted stripes. That's a $10,000 option. The carbon competition package option, that is an $18,500 option, which of course this one has. It's got the side stripes, which I'm a firm believer that any GT350 or GT500 needs to have those side stripes. It just balances it out with the performance blue. Another thing you can't see, if you like carbon fiber, it's got a carbon fiber drive shaft. So think about it. Drive shaft comes off the back of that Tremec transmission, which is bolted to that supercharged 5.2 liter V8. It's going to transfer that power to the rear wheels, 373 gears, all through a carbon fiber drive shaft. Less rotating mass, stronger, better than aluminum. As we work our way back, let's take a look at what we're working at the tail end of the business. So these are 315s. Still, even the rear calipers are massive. Not as big as up front, but still, there's a lot of cars that don't have even their front calipers that size. A little bit smaller rotor, but you know what? Gonna give you that ultimate stick and ultimate braking capability. When we come to the rear of the vehicle, feast your eyes. They took a bucket of carbon fiber and just poured it everywhere, all over this car. I'm almost drooling on myself. This is a functional spoiler. You could see with the functionality, you could actually adjust the pivot to give you more downforce or less downforce, depending on what your track setup is. This was actually designed through Ford's racing program, racing those Mustang GT4s in different series like the Michelin Pilot Cup Challenge series, where these have been very, very dominant. So that is a functional rear wing. We come down, of course, you're gonna get just as big as up front, that large. This is the largest Cobra ever put on a Ford product from the factory. Beautiful, the gloss black, you got your tri-bar taillights. We work our way down. Look at the size of these exhausts. So here is my fist. There is the exhaust, large opening. They actually had to put some heat resistant material so that you wouldn't melt the rear diffuser off the back end of this thing. And speaking of diffuser, love the design. Lurking behind there is gonna be your diff cooler, your differential cooler, those 373 gears. But This thing is nothing but the business. Let's go ahead, pop the hood, and see the heart of this snake. All right, guys, we got the hood open. You could see where those hood pins are located for the hood to keep it clamped down as you're reaching those triple-digit speeds. There it is, the heart. Now, one thing I want to point out, this is the first time on any Mustang product that I can remember where they actually have a hydraulic strut. I know that seems funny to point that out before I get into the actual engine, but just something I wanted to bring up before I forgot, because get ready, strap yourself in and hold on, because here we go. That's a 5.2 liter supercharged V8. If you notice the top of the supercharger, the massive Cobra, you could see who built, one person built this engine. Look at the Ford Performance strut tower brace. I've never seen a strut tower brace so massive and so beautiful all at the same time. It is mated to the 7-speed Tremec DCT transmission, and it will shift faster than any human, but it would have been nice, and I'm a little bummed out, Ford, that you did not give us the opportunity to have that beautiful Tremec 6-speed from the GT350. If you have a question about MPGs, you need to go probably look at a different car. But if you're curious, you know what they say about that, curiosity killing the cat. 12 MPGs in the city, 18 on the highway, but here's the fun numbers. 0 to 60 in a mind-blowing 3.6 seconds, quarter mile around 10.6. The car, the way you see it, now remember, with the special package, the competition package, the rear seats have been deleted. You're looking at around 4,054 pounds. 4,054 pounds. If you're wondering, well, what's a standard GT350 weighing in at? 4,150 pounds. Other than that, there's just not enough words in the English language to really talk about what it's like to just stare at this engine, see that supercharger up top. You have that carbon fiber composite front end, just like the GT350 that everything bolts to. I mean, this is just, it's a piece of art, and it also is the most powerful Ford engine ever produced. 760 horsepower for a production car, of course. But why don't we get to the best part? You're probably saying, Joe, shut up. Let's fire up this GT500 and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, very special moment. This is now the second time I've had the honor to sit in a GT500, the first one being at the Detroit Auto Show, but unbelievable what this car means and the performance that it brings. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, what's the price? Well, the way that they have this one optioned, believe it or not, MSRP would be around $90,000. But the great news is with Dream Giveaway Garage, you have a chance to win this and help out charities. And did I say again, win this car? But let's see what you get for the money. Now, to the door panels. They kept it simple. And I am going to zonk that I wish they would have brought in just a little bit more. Everything is your standard fare Mustang attire, except for the addition of the black and white stripe at the back of the door panel. I do like the white contrast stitching. And, you know, maybe most of you would say, hey, what else do you need? But it would have been nice just to use a little bit more of that off-white design, or maybe the Shelby name, or hey, another place for a Cobra. But you do have large pockets in those doors for those Twinkies to feed your Cobra. Exposed carbon fiber all the way across the top section here. Here's your GT500 chassis number plate, the dual cowl hood. This one has the optional B&O sound system. Of course, you're going to get your additional performance gauges with your oil pressure and also oil temperature. With that carbon fiber, this one, of course, is going to have the whole tech package. So we're going to hit the aluminum start-stop button here. Fire her up. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. So remember, this being a Ford Performance product, you actually get a day at the Ford Performance Racing School in North Carolina in a GT500. Not yours. You get to use one of theirs and learn all of the ins and outs of how it performs. But obviously touchscreen, you got your climate control, navigation, all the technology in this. We drop down. If you don't want to touch the screen, you do have your buttons. No heated or ventilated seats because you have Recaros. Of course, you have your toggle switches all blacked out, your different drive modes, the ability to open and close that active exhaust, a USB, a 12 volt, and a nice tray for circus peanuts, which you're gonna want this nice grippy tray as you carve corners like nobody's business. This is the talking point, the big debate. This is the rotary dial that controls the 7-speed DCT Tremec transmission. I'm zonking it because I want the addition of a manual for those who want it. Flat black. They could have put some carbon fiber in here, so we're gonna zonk this, especially on a $90,000 version. I do like the way they brought the stripes in the side. And of course the key fob with the Cobra on there. Very, very nice touch. Has all the features. Seats, amazing. One piece back, Recaros with the embroidery. You got the Recaro embroidery, the stitch work. The color's phenomenal. Everything else looks great. You have manual controls, the Ford Performance badge down here. This one being competition package has the rear seat delete. So obviously you can see just carpeted back there. That's gonna help save some weight. But why don't you come over to the business end of things? I want to show you behind the wheel of this GT500. All right, guys, business end. You can see how high the bolstering is. It's still not as tight as my old Ford Focus RS Recaro, so just something to be aware of. But side bolstering, you can see how far it comes. It fits me snug as a bug in a rug. I'm ready to take this one home. Flat bottom steering wheel. You have that Cobra right there that's going to bite you right in the face. You have the white stripe upside to let you know, up top to let you know where top dead center is. Alcantara, magnesium paddles, no plastic, none of that garbage. So you do have at least nice paddles to go up and down that Tremec 7-speed transmission. We're gonna go ahead and fire it up. This one, different from the GT350, has that 12-inch display, which you could adjust every which way from Sunday. You have the ability to go into different suspension settings. Let me go ahead and hit OK here. There's your instrumentation. We can go through and toggle through a ton of different information from suspension, sport. Look at that, easy to get to. You have the ability to go through your different modes, normal, sport. Hear that exhaust, sounds good. We go into track. Of course, yes, track use only, we got you. Very, very nice setup in here. Super clean graphics. The overall layout is magnificent. Yes, it has a trunk. Am I going to show it to you? No, because if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this GT500 for a spin. All right, guys, we left Dream Giveaway Garage. Let me go ahead and roll up the windows here. That's a little bit better. We left Dream Giveaway Garage. We're in the 2020 GT500. This is a special moment. I know many of you have been waiting. I have been waiting just as much, maybe even more, to get behind the wheel of one of these. I really, really like just how smooth the car is. All that familiar great Mustang things that you love are here in this GT500, but even more so. It drives like a pussycat. Here I am doing 55 miles an hour and nice and smooth. I got the AC on. The Recaros are a little snug, so you are gonna wanna go and sit in those and see how you feel. The paddles, nice and large, same exact layout. The zonk that I keep having to remind myself that is so big in this car is, and the way that I remind myself is just looking at it, is that plastic that I pointed out on the center console around the rotary dial shifter. It's very, very cheap. They put these beautiful magnesium paddles, but I feel like they could have done something like, how about carbon fiber for that center console area, but I feel great. Another thing you're gonna notice with this car is just how high the hood is. Remember, you got that power bulge hood, and then you have that heat extractor. Absolutely beautiful. I see the white, those bright white racing stripes. And just, it's a special car. GT500, Shelby, most powerful Ford ever made for the street. When it comes to horsepower numbers, 760 horsepower, and here I am idling at a red light. Don't have to worry about the rear seat because there isn't one. You're gonna cut that weight. You got that massive carbon fiber wing. Now I'm looking out the window. The visibility's still fine, but it's massive. But if you're getting this car, you're not really concerned about that. Just the same thing with the MPGs. Nobody's gonna try to hypermile their car. We do have the exhaust wide open in track mode. and I have it in the sport setting right now. You can feel those Cup 2 tires picking up all the stones and rocks, because they are a track day tire, super duper sticky, but very, very smooth. I have it in automatic mode. The transmission, I'm telling you, it does shift very, very nicely, and we're gonna see how it does under full throttle opening, and we'll do both. We'll do manual with the paddles, but we'll also let the automatic, the Tremec, try to shine for us and see how it goes. Same mirrors and everything. The visibility in the mirror is a little tight, but other than that, everything else is A-okay in here. Big thumbs up for sure. Love the Alcantara steering wheel. I just wish they would have carried some more of this white stitching in other parts of the car, where they just kept it the same as any other Mustang. But here we are driving down the road. That Magna ride suspension, even though it's been fine-tuned to really give you that track day experience like no other, it still soaks up the bumps. Look at this. Very, very nice. It's unbelievable, the technology and how you're able to have the best of both worlds with this car. That's what's so amazing about it. But once we get over this overpass, I want to build a little bit of space. We'll see how she accelerates. But right now we're just cruising at about 1,500 RPM. On throttle, drops down, here we go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, I don't know if you noticed, but the Tremec, it dropped down 2 gears. We were off and running, and it held it beautifully. You do have shift lights that actually come from both sides that are illuminated on the windscreen for you. So a nice like head-up display of shift lights. Everything else is gonna be in that LED 12-inch display, which is clear as day. I love the graphics, the font, and I know that's something that a lot of people who either have GT350s or want a GT350, they just have the regular gauges. Well, we have full digital display in here. But driving so smooth, great pedal feedback, and I do like the way that with the different modes, you can get that different feel with the suspension and everything, which is really wonderful as well. You have the Cobra button that you push, that's gonna get you into your track apps and all that, which is really great. Of course, you have line lock, you can do your burnout. This thing, quarter mile, 10.6 seconds. I mean, that's pretty good. All right, guys, let's test out the power in the GT500, shall we? Here we go. Wow! Oh my God! Woo! That supercharged V8, the Tremec is ultra smooth, ultra fast. I have it in manual mode right now, if you did not know. I just want to let you know I have it in manual mode. I'm enjoying that the most right now. The sound. I know the Voodoo, I really love the Voodoo engine. This one is a very close second. I'm still gonna choose the Voodoo engine. That thing screams to 8,250 RPM. That really for me is the sweet spot when it comes to engines. But this GT500 for sure is a very, very close second. Wow, this thing is ridiculous. Let's just wait a couple seconds here. Let me catch my breath. I hope you're ready, because this is gonna be pretty intense. I have a feeling. So right now I'm doing about 19 miles an hour. We're gonna roll on it. Whoa, spinning the tires. Wow. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Second gear, let's try that again. On throttle. Wow, on the brakes, downshifting. Woo, look at this. Nice. Nice, on the brakes, downshift. Yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Ford has injected some performance into this Shelby GT500. Wow, so planted, steering input so precise, the shifts incredible, absolutely incredible. Let's see how she handles long sweeper here. Wow, look at this, wow, whole throttle. Wow, on the brakes. The shifts are just so lightning fast. I mean, it's just incredible. All right, guys, let's do a little bit of straight line acceleration test here. Drop it down, second gear, on throttle. Wow, this thing accelerates so fast. Unbelievable, unbelievable. The way it's so planted and the shifts are just so lightning fast. I almost want to say it's almost too easy to drive in a straight line, at least. Now, if you're going to do the business in the turns, that's going to take a little bit more skill, but definitely from straight line performance, you just bang right through those gears. Unbelievable. I'm going to go ahead and put it back into automatic mode, and that's going to allow us to see how it does on its own. But I'm going to make a quick U-turn. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're going to try this. The Tremec's going to do the shifting on throttle. Takes a second to drop down, but then you are off, and the shifts are very fast, very precise. So the zonk is that it takes a second for those RPMs for the shifts to drop down, and then for you to get off and go. So that to me is a zonk. There's a little bit of a hesitation. Once you get going though, it really is on the money. Other than that, I'm going manual shift mode. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the M again in the center of the rotary knob. That puts us into manual shift mode, and that's going to allow us to take full advantage of the paddles in this transmission to go through the 7-speed. But shifts are lightning fast for sure. All right, guys, this one is for you. One more time through the twisty bits, my favorite bit of any drive. But here we go, second gear. On the brakes, third, second. The front end grip is phenomenal. Look at this. Wow. Wow, the shifts are so fast on the brakes through this right-hand bend. Look at this, she sticks. Woo! Yes! That's what being a car enthusiast is all about, guys. This is what it's all about. Having a car that does it all. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Wow. All right, guys, now that my heart rate has dropped significantly back to where I'm about normal, and I've been able to slow my breathing down and get my emotions under control, what can we say about this GT500? It's probably one of the most top performing cars I've ever had the honor to drive. And I think Ford did a great job when it comes to the actual performance, the way that transmission shifts with the manual controls. I'm not really loving the automatic, at least from a dead roll. Now it does, when I slow down, it does downshift nice, and the shifts have a nice hit to them, but it just took a second, a little too much to drop down for us to get going. But definitely 760 horsepower, unbelievable setup in this car. But we're gonna go ahead, we gotta get back to Dream Giveaway Garage. I would like to steal this car, but I'd probably wind up in a place that I don't wanna be. But we'll go ahead, just like all good things, they must come to an end. I'll see you back at Dream Giveaway Garage in a split second. Hopefully this drive has been a good one for you, because it was a hell of a drive for me. I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another mind-blowing day here at the Dream Giveaway Garage. I definitely got to thank Lori, Blake, Boomer, and the rest of the crew getting us access to the very first GT500 that we could bring to you on Rady's Rides. Definitely stay tuned, because we will be bringing more GT500s from Walker Ford, as you would expect. Is the GT500 something that you should lust after? A car that performs like no other? Definitely. You saw from this drive portion that the performance really is incredible. Yes, the 7-speed, so fast shifting, really spot on the money on the revs to keep each gear perfectly synced. Would I like a manual? Of course, but you know what? It's great to see the Shelby name on a Ford Performance product, especially one with 760 horsepower. But if it's cars like these that you want to see on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Ready's Rise merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee during these types of filming events. He's Muscle Car Guns McGee. So thank you, Tom, for not only your muscles, but also for sharing the muscle car fun. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.